Qass is pleased to present the new user interface for crack detection during straightening. In the last weeks and months, we have been working intensively in workshops on the modification of our graphical user interface. After our latest innovations, pattern recognition and programmable evaluation, we are now able to present an equally programmable interface. This will complete the optimizer and analyzer software package. Here is a first preview with an example of how the interface might look like. We have placed a larger diagram above, which shows the user the crack statistics at any time. In the example, it moves up to a maximum of 4.5%. We have the weekly overview, and there are different time periods that can be selected. The standard view is certainly the shift overview, and to match this, on the right hand side, the shift counter, which shows the number of pieces and scrap rates for the various parts that are processed on the machine. At the bottom right, we have the classic Qass image, namely the structure-borne sound diagram, in this case the spectrally analyzed data. Behind the system, of course, is the entire power of Qass data analysis, including pattern recognition, spectral filtering, and everything else we have programmed and developed in recent years. Here in the foreground, we only show the final results. On the left-hand side, we give an outlook on the running process with individual information. Let's run an evaluation with data that we have already recorded. This is how it would look at the machine. Machine and production part move together, and we carry out the analysis of the data. At the end of the straightening process, the pattern found is displayed. The information is directly visible in the components area, and the component is marked red. That means we have found a crack. On the second page of this design, you have the possibility to look at the data again in detail, the parts that have been straightened so far. The tables show detailed information about the Qass measurement signal, so we can check relatively quickly whether the straightening process and measurement are going as desired. We analyze another process in which we might not find a significant signal. The component is marked green, which means for the user this process was okay and the component can be used. We have thus summarized the most important information on one page. For experts, we have added a third page that gives access to special functions. The prerequisite is, of course, that you have the appropriate user rights and have logged in. In this case, frequency filters or for noise signal suppression can be set here, or the programming for pattern recognition can be specified and adjusted. This is normally done by Qass technicians. The interface to the machine, input-output connections, Profibus, Profinet, the logic of the machine communication can be set here as well as the amplifiers of the sensors. Thus we have provided all important elements clearly arranged. We will add further pages in consultation with the users so that special functions can be used if necessary. Perhaps you will look at further application examples of our software. As announced, this is not a fixed surface, but a construction kit. We can switch this construction kit into the editing mode with the appropriate user rights and then change the individual modules. Yes, this might be if we rotate the monitor or if the component really should be manufactured differently, also an interesting display. And as we can see, the functionality is immediately available after editing. Once we have found a useful setting, we can of course save it and store different surfaces in systems for each process, for different components, for different machines. Let's have a look at another example. The data, of course, remains the same. In this case, we are only dealing with a different visualization of the component. Again, we have an animated representation. The wave shows the stress states in the material, and where the colors change strongly, the danger for crack is highest, which in this case actually leads to cracking. Okay. Let's have a look at another visualization. Again, provided with appropriate drawings, sophisticated animations can be shown. The images can be provided by Qass, but you can also insert images yourself as a user. In serial manufacturing lines, these different user interfaces are of course loaded automatically. Each measurement project can be assigned its own graphical user interface. We have set ourselves the goal of providing adapted variants within 10 working days.